What are we stupid? Are we that stupid?
This is just so irrelevant.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Irrelevant Podcast. Today, we're shooting pretty late.
It's 10:30.
10:30 p.m. and we are just starting now. So it's gonna be we're gonna be working late into the night. I feel like that's what's happened lately with this podcast.
Mean, honestly, it makes sense because I don't think people realize we're both very busy. Like this is not the only thing we're doing.
Yeah.
Right. But I think it's safe to say that the fact that we even do this late is like living proof that we really like doing this.
Damn right.
Yeah. So
the respect. You gotta respect it.
Yeah.
We're putting in the work Saturday night super late.
It's almost always, I don't think people know, it's almost always Saturday night, really late.
Like midnight. Almost every time.
People might be having fun Saturday night. They might be chilling out with their friends. I mean, we're chilling out with friends here, but
we're doing the podcast.
We're doing work. We're putting in work, boys.
Yeah, we are. I was actually hanging out with some friends earlier today. I was like, yeah, I got to go record a podcast like tonight. Like, why are you recording on a Saturday night? What are you doing? It's like, yeah, it's the only time that works. So
that's true.
Got to get it done.
There might be more times in the future, but things are very busy right now. So
damn, it's probably better that they're busy than not busy.
Yeah, we're actually planning on recording one.
Yeah, we're actually going to record a couple podcasts this week because we got Christmas coming up, the holidays coming up.
We started the podcast when all of these holidays just start hitting.
Yeah.
Like the Thanksgiving episode, we did the multi-part episode. So that worked out, and we had the girls on, so that was really fun. And we have Christmas coming up. That's a couple weeks that you want to kind of take time off. So we're going to have a bunch recorded very, very soon for you guys. So we're going to keep the content coming, even though the holidays are happening. There's still going to be a podcast.
Absolutely. We're going to make sure we hit it every single week. So
yeah, we're going to try.
We're here for it.
We're going to try.
So there's a lot that happened this week.
Yeah, what happened?
Outside of what we've been doing, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple game releases, a couple other things I want to talk about.
Yeah.
You can probably tell by the title of the podcast. But I think the biggest game release this week was Cyberpunk, right?
Yeah, we're basically gonna. I think that's pretty much what I've been up to is Cyberpunk.
You've been playing a lot?
Yeah, Cyberpunk has been one of those things where every time it's weird. I have this weird thing with Cyberpunk where I'm not itching to play it because I know if I play it, it's going to be like 5 hours of my life because I can't put it down.
Sucked in.
Yeah, it's really good. Don't get me wrong, it's really good. But I was supposed to stream not Spider-Punk.
Spider-Punk.
I was supposed to stream Cyberpunk last night, and it was a really busy day at work, and I was like, I don't know if I want to stay up till like 2 a.m. like I did the night before. I literally stayed up till like 2 or 3 a.m.
Streaming it?
Yeah, streaming it like this Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh my god.
Whenever it came out. I don't know. It was crazy.
Dang, okay.
It's really good though. Like it's a little buggy.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's been mixed reviews. I've heard some great things and I've heard people I've seen people returning the game. What is that all about?
So essentially the game, as you know, Cyberpunk, if you guys don't know, Cyberpunk is this huge new RPG. It just came out and it's been something that's been announced for 7 years, maybe even longer than that. And it's been delayed like who knows how many times, right? I mean, even this year it was delayed like 3 or 4 times.
Right.
And it's so funny looking at it in the retrospect because so many people are throughout the entire year, they're like, no, don't delay it anymore. Don't delay it anymore. Don't delay it anymore. People were pissed on the last delay.
Right.
I think the original release was September. That was the last release they had was September or something like that. And they delayed it and people were like, oh my God, you said this was the last delay. You said there was no more delays. And so now the game's finally out. It's finally here. 7 years of being announced. I remember, like, think about where we were 7 years ago.
7 years is a long time. Can you imagine working on a game for 7 years?
That's the thing. There's no way. I wish I could, I wish there was a documentary of what that development was.
Yeah.
I would love to see it. Where was the team 7 years ago? Was it a different team? Did it get swapped around to different leads? It had to be, right?
It had to. There's no way you're working on 7 years and just continually delaying it. You would be fed up, I feel like. You'd be like, no, I'm done. I'm done waiting for our own game to come out.
That's what you would think, but I don't know. But it came out to insane hype. I just want to make that very, very clear.
Oh, yeah.
This game is probably the most hyped game I've seen in a very, very long time. People are saying it was going to destroy every other RPG game. It's going to be this thing that is unparalleled. It's the true next gen step of gaming and all this kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, it's a good game. It is. But it's really buggy. So there's just this insane hype, and then the realistic like realization of, oh my gosh, wait a sec, this isn't this absolute masterpiece grand thing. It's a pretty good game, but it's really, really buggy, and people are really pissed about it.
Is it buggy on all platforms or just certain ones? Here's like old gen.
I personally think, this is just me, but I personally think the last gen, if you guys are thinking about getting Cyberpunk, I really, really highly suggest getting it on next gen and PC, just because from what I've seen of the last gen versions, it's, dude, honestly, you remember like last gen BO3 and how nuts that was? It's very similar to that. I don't know. It's like blurry almost. Like the screen is like
it's blurry. That bad. It can't handle.
It's just, the game's way too big for its own good for the for PS4, and like if you have a base model PS4 and a base model Xbox One.
I do.
Ooh. Don't
load it up.
Highly recommend getting it on PC. Or,
I wouldn't get it on it.
Or get a PS5.
I don't know if I'm going to get the next gens. I really don't know. I feel like this is a weird thing to say, but I feel like I don't even know if I need to. I'm going to just run PC from now on. I feel
it depends how you feel about exclusives, you know? Like if you...
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's, I mean, for me, I think consoles are great because they, you know, give you just a really easy setup. Like you don't have to do anything.
Easy. It is really easy to set up. There's no troubleshooting really.
Yeah. I mean, now you have a little bit more options when you play, but you can do whatever you want to, or you can play whatever you want to, and you know it's going to run pretty well typically, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm in it for the exclusives. Like I love my PS5 already because Miles Morales and Demon Souls, and you know, I'm sure next year with God of War, the sequel, and you know, whatever games come out. Like I'm a pretty huge fan of the last couple of years of the PS exclusives. Horizon Zero Dawn, great game, Matt.
Oh man,
you want to know a game that is like so underrated and is just Horizon Zero Dawn was all right. I'm gonna just quick tangent, okay? Do you know? Have you ever heard of the Killzone series?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know that was the same people as Horizon?
No.
Okay. Most people don't. Or I don't know. I wouldn't say most people, but it's one of those things where you're like, wait, what? Because they were making like a FPS for the longest time, Killzone. That was kind of like PlayStation's thing of like, oh, let's rival Halo or try to, right?
Yeah.
But Halo's always, back in the day, was always really massive. And then they decided, I think it's Guerrilla, decided, oh, we're just going to try an open world game, just this new IP, Horizon. And it's solid. Like they went from making an FPS game to making this solid open world game that's just got so much beauty to it. It's got a great protagonist, a great story, a great world. And I think what has me excited when I played that game was, if that was their first attempt at making an open world game, what is the sequel going to be like? Right. So I'm really excited for the sequel for Horizon. I think that game is really good.
Okay. So the exclusives is the reason. Yeah.
But
that makes sense.
But I didn't get Cyberpunk on exclusives. I got it on PC and stuff. Yeah. Just because I wanted to see like ray tracing and all that kind of stuff. Like that's full.
Do you have the next, like the updated graphics card, CPU?
I don't have a 3080, if that's what you mean. I know you're trying to get that. Did you end up getting it? Oh, you got it?
It's in the computer over there, yeah. Dude, that computer crushes.
Bro.
Oh, it crushes.
How did you get it?
Oh, dude, I had a slave for it. I've gotten two 3090s too.
What?
It took months of like really, really trying to get them.
Are you gonna like sell one of those or something?
They're already gone, yeah. I don't need the 3090s. I was considering keeping one, but I was like, I just can't afford it. It's just so much money.
Yeah.
It was like $1,700 after tax. I was like, I can't afford that. It's like, I don't even play PC games that much. It's ridiculous.
So what'd you sell it for? You want me asking?
Like $100 more. It wasn't even worth it.
Wow.
It wasn't even worth it. But so I don't even know if we need to talk about this, but basically, you know, everyone's using bots to get them.
Yeah.
But like, so we built a computer for team playback stuff, for editing purposes, not for gaming. And we really wanted the 3080 and the AMD 5950. It's like the 60. It's like the next best CPU essentially for the price, especially.
Yeah.
And those are both ridiculously hard to get. So I had to get a bot that like basically checks every store all the time. And Took months to get them, but we got them, and it's on that PC, and that thing crushes. So I'm thrilled about it. Anyway,
that's wild. I'm glad you got it because I remember just coming over every day, and I'm like, dude, have you gotten it yet? And you're like,
yeah,
no.
you saw the thing going off all day, and then I left it on for a while, and then I just started finding 3090s, and I was like, let me see if I can get it real quick, and I actually got 2 of them. I was like, all right, I sold both. I sold one to a guy who works for NASA, and another one who does like neural net building. Like
what
ridiculous jobs. They aren't even for gaming. They're using these things for like 3D modeling and like physics. I don't even know. This guy literally is like, yeah, I work at NASA. Like, can you meet me outside the building? I was like, yeah, sure. No problem, bro.
You sold it to Elon.
I might as well have. I mean, that's who's buying those right now.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, there's some other stuff that happened this week.
Wait, hold on. Before we get to that.
Yeah.
I will say, if you have a 3080 in your computer, you should totally try to run Cyberpunk. It would be pretty sick.
I could run some games on that thing.
Yeah.
They would probably be pretty awesome.
Yeah. But closing the Cyberpunk stuff, I think the game's really good. I'm not super far into it yet, but I'm like 7 hours, 7 to 8 hours.
How long do you think the full playthrough is? Is it long?
I've heard it's not super long as most people thought it would be. I've heard it's somewhere around like 15 to 20 hours or something like that.
Okay, that's not actually.
For like the actual main story, but not the side missions. Like you could do side missions. Apparently that's where the real magic is. That's what I've heard, is the side missions, the world and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good, man. I've enjoyed it and I'm excited to play more. If anybody's been watching my stream over on Twitch,
hit it up.
It's been great. Yeah. Twitch.tv/JC Backfire.
There you go. I have played with Jess yesterday on our Twitch. We played Planet Zoo.
Oh my God.
She wanted to play Zoo Tycoon. I was like, all right, fine, let's get this game. It was so hard, so difficult to run a zoo. We failed miserably. She's out here buying like $2,000 toilets, and I'm like, why are you spending money on toilets? We don't even have any people here yet. It was terrible. It was a miserable failure. We're gonna get it right though.
Do you know what happened with M? Bro, that's really weird. Okay, hold on a sec. So you were playing games with Jess, and okay, M started playing Call of Duty.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She wanted to play Call of Duty really, really bad.
Because she saw me playing it the other night, didn't she?
I guess
Getting
so.
my ass kicked.
What were you playing? Were you playing Cold War? Modern Warfare?
No, Modern Warfare.
Yeah, you like Modern Warfare.
Dude, the multiplayer, so much better.
But, okay, get this. So I got my PS5.
Yeah.
I gave her this week my PS4 Pro. Because I'm like, I'm not using it right now.
Right.
And I'm playing Cold War I'm playing all these games on PS5. And most of them are like cross-gen, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you the PS4 and maybe we could like play something together.
Okay.
Like cross-gen. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's a pandemic, right? Maybe we could play some games together. And so she has Cold War. We made her a PSN account. She's playing it. And she was like really bad a week ago. Like she couldn't get like 2 kills in multiplayer. It was just, she doesn't have any experience at all with like FPS games at all. But she will like text me and she's like, babe, I got 10 kills in domination. And I'm like,
okay.
how are you getting 10 kills? How did you go from getting like 0 to 10 kills?
You've been playing a lot, I guess.
She's apparently been playing a lot like in her free time. And maybe that's a testament to skill-based matchmaking just being amazing for her. I don't know. But maybe she's actually been way more skilled. I don't know.
Brutal.
But it's wild because I never thought she would play that of all things. I thought she would be like more into like story games, like Final Fantasy and stuff. But she's playing COD MP and she's like, oh yeah, I love it. It's great because I don't have to care about anything. I just go in and shoot.
I mean, that's true.
I'm like, that's diabolical.
That's true. It is.
That sounds.
Sometimes you just need to get that frustration out. You need to get in there and just rip some fools on COD.
She's using for those of you playing Cold War MP, she's using the Milano a bunch and the AK-74U. That's what she's using.
Dude, the Cold War MP, I just hate it. It just makes me so mad. I don't know. It's really not. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the words are to use, but it's not. I don't like it. That's all I can really say is I don't like it. And I played a ton of Modern Warfare multiplayer.
Huh.
And I would argue that's second only to Modern Warfare 2 in multiplayer for Call of Duty.
You don't think BO2 is better than Modern Warfare?
No. Oh,
what?
God, no.
Oh, no, dude.
Oh, you are tripping if you think Modern... I'm going to be honest with you.
Modern Warfare? No.
I don't think Treyarch has ever had good multiplayers. Yeah, I'll say it. I'll say it. I said it.
What?
This is so not what the episode was supposed to be, but I feel like we're going there, so it'll be a half and half kind of guy. Dude,
there's no way.
No, how do you argue that Modern Warfare 2
Maps.
is not the best of all time?
Oh, Modern Warfare 2 is.
Okay. Well, at least we got that. At least we got that
But
straight.
Modern Warfare 2 is, but BO2 is right after. It's Modern Warfare 2.
I'm not going to be
BO2.
as stern on that. As long as you got Modern Warfare 2 number one.
I thought you said the newest Modern Warfare is better than BO2.
No. Second only to Modern Warfare 2. I think the new Modern Warfare is still better than Black Ops 2. Yeah.
That's insane to me. Black Ops 2, bro. League play, bro. The maps, bro. Raid. You can't. They're literally adding Raid back into Cold War.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I mean, it was good.
Nuketown 2025.
The Nuketown is just. I'm tired of Nuketown, man. How many times are you gonna put Nuketown in a game?
Remember Studio Fire Range remake? Fire Range
was good.
Fire Range
was good. Okay, I'll give you that. The maps in that game were great. They were.
Yes, they were.
That's where I started my channel. Like I posted a lot of videos on that game.
Mob of the Dead.
Not even zombies. I mean, like multiplayer. I was posting at that point too.
BO2 was
Getting
great.
the dogs. It was good. I just like the modern feel a lot more than the.
Bro, BO2 is literally. It's
I know
almost
it
2025.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair. It's technically future, but at that point it was future.
Dude, it's gonna be so weird when it's 2025 and it's just nothing like BO2.
Yeah, I know it's not at all like that. Dude, all right. Anyway,
okay,
I guess you guys can drop in the comments BO2 or Modern Warfare. I feel like BO2 is going to win for the nostalgia, but
okay. Well, how about this BO2 versus Modern Warfare 2? That's a good one because people actually debate that a lot. I'm gonna say MW2.
Me too, and that's not even close.
Damn,
at all.
My voice cracked. I was like, damn.
Oh shit! All right. Do you want to move on to the next
Let's
topic?
move on to the next thing because I know you're excited to talk about this.
Wow, that makes me look real bad. I wore a pink shirt on purpose. I did. I was like, what shirt should I wear for the podcast? I have to wear something that's not black because I'll blend in. Almost all of my shirts are black, so I have very limited options.
I can wear black shirts.
You can wear black. Lucky for you because you got the wood background. I don't, but I figured, hey, I'm going to wear a nice pink salmon shirt for our girl, Belle Delphine, who we are discussing today because she's been on a couple podcasts recently.
Yes, we're talking about Belle Delphine.
Yes, but it's not, before you click out or get worried, it's going to be strictly culture and talking about something that happened this week that was like very revealing in ways that I was like super surprised about. Nothing to do with her, what she does and that kind of stuff, but just like her as a person and what she does and how she makes money. And I was shocked. So she was on Logan Paul's Impaulsive podcast, which I will admit I watch pretty regularly. It's a good show.
No matter what you feel about
the Pauls,
the quality of that show is nuts.
It's really good.
It's really good.
They have really good convos. They have amazing guests. I'm a big fan of Big Mike. I think he's pretty straight shooter.
I would say you're pretty inspired by that podcast a lot. I would say.
Yeah, because I think it's really well done. Like regardless of how you feel about them, I think they have good convos and they have great guests and their production's probably one of the best I've seen on YouTube so far.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So anyway, they had Belle Delphine on and I thought it was clickbait. When I first saw it, when I saw it right away when it came out, I was like, nah, they're just like playing, they're like talking about her or something. Yeah. So I clicked on it and there she was. I was like, not in person, unfortunately, because she lives in the UK. I didn't even know that. Mm-hmm. She's from the UK. She was on like FaceTime and it was pretty good quality. So I wasn't like tweaking about it being virtual, because that bothers me sometimes when they cut out and whatnot.
Yeah. Because we want to have virtual guests at some point too.
We do. And we probably we'll have one soon.
We're probably going to have to.
Just because of the situation we're in. But she was on and I wrote down some points of the podcast. Okay.
I didn't. So for clarification here, I didn't really see a lot of this podcast. Matt, this is sort of Matt running me through what the hell happened.
Yeah. And you guys, if you haven't seen it, because I guarantee this will be talked about. It's already over 1 million views.
Damn, really?
That thing's probably gonna hit 5 to 10 mil.
So it's just a really like heart to heart like interview of.
It was. This is why, and this is kind of another clap for the podcast that they do. It was like really eye opening to who she is as a person and getting to know these things that people want to know outside of what she does. Everyone knows what she does. Kinda. Yeah. She's a girl who sold her bathwater and all that stuff. So anyway, the first thing, the minute she's on there, she starts talking and her accent, I'm like, what? She's got an accent? And apparently, I thought it was British because it sounds British. Apparently, it's South African. Which you would be like, what? That doesn't sound anything like British, but apparently it does.
Really?
And I've been to South Africa. Well, not the country. I've been to actually. Well, I guess it is South Africa.
Where did you go?
We went to Botswana for a safari, which is
nice,
pretty low and pretty southern Africa.
I think you've told me about this before.
Yeah, and then we went to I'm blanking on the name of the city. It's like the biggest city. All at the bottom, Cape Town. Cape Town, South Africa. Yeah. And people there, they have like an accent, but I don't know. I mean, is she from there? I don't think so. I don't even know. They didn't really disclose on like where she's from, or she's from the UK, but I don't know if she grew up there or not. I assume so. Anyway, that was the first thing I was like, whoa.
You didn't expect her to do that.
I did not, because you hear the music videos, right?
And the music videos might not even be her talking. I'm not sure.
I don't know, but they're like squeaky. They sound American mostly. Like they don't have like an accent really, and they're kind of like squeaky anime voice almost. But did not expect an accent because I don't subscribe to her OnlyFans. Like I don't know. No, I don't. Contrary to popular belief, I don't. So I don't. I've never.
Just went. Thank God,
dude. She was watching the podcast today because I was telling her about it. So she watched the whole thing, and I was like, I just had never heard her talk in person.
Yeah.
Like, so I was shocked. So that was the first thing, and then they're talking about, you know, one of the things that came up is how much money she makes on OnlyFans.
Okay, can I take a guess?
Yeah.
Are we talking monthly or year?
Monthly.
Oh man.
I'll give you help.
Yeah.
She charges $35 a month to access her OnlyFans.
So there's are there different tiers? I don't understand how this works, by the way. Just disclaimer, I don't understand how
I'm not super well versed on it either because I've never actually used it. But basically, to get access to her posts on OnlyFans, you have to pay $35. And then some of the posts are additional money, I think.
Okay.
But most of her stuff is once you get that first pay gate.
So $35
$35 a month per person. Yeah. So just think about
that's
how many,
nuts. Can I just talk about that?
Well, that's like a high, like $35 a month is,
bro. That is like 2 Netflix subscriptions.
Yeah, well, more than that actually. Yeah, that's like a TV, like a YouTube TV subscription.
Yeah, that for like a year.
For a year. Yeah. No.
How much is
it's
the
monthly. It's monthly.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like 40,
I was thinking YouTube
40,
Premium.
60 a month. Yeah.
I was thinking premium, not
But
TV.
you could buy like Disney Plus, Hulu, and Netflix all for that.
Yeah.
Or you could sim for Belle Delphine.
Or just one gifted sub for $5. You could have 5. So you have 7 gifted subs.
I love everything for you is in Twitch terms. Like, oh, that's 7 gifted subs, $35.
Gifted.
He knows his numbers on Twitch. But yeah, $35 a month. So how many people do you think are subscribed? And then that gives you a rough ballpark of how many dollars per month she's pulling in.
Okay, I don't know how. I mean, I assume OnlyFans is pretty big, bro. I'm gonna guess like 100K or sub.
100K a month.
Or sub to OnlyFans. That's my guess.
Okay, I'm gonna give you another chance to guess after I give you more information.
Okay.
The top 1%.
Well, 100K people, not the amount of
100,000
money.
people.
Yeah.
Which would be that's 3.5 million a month.
Oh my God. I didn't think about that. Okay, wait. I'm gonna go way lower. My guess because that seems insane. Yeah, 100K is a lot.
That's
for
a lot
$35. Yeah. Hold on. 20 to 30K people, like 20K. Let's say 20K people.
20K.
Yeah, so that would be times 35.
$700,000 a month.
Yeah, that's my guess.
That's a good guess.
Is it?
You're still wrong, but that's a good guess.
Is it?
The top 1%, and this is according to the podcast because I don't know what the actual numbers are. The top 1% of girls are people on OnlyFans are making $400,000 to $600,000 per month. She's making over $1 million per month.
What?
She's pulling, according to her, she's pulling north of $12 million a year just on OnlyFans. That doesn't include anything else she sold or her YouTube. I mean, she's definitely not monetized on YouTube, but
God.
I mean, she's sold stuff directly to fans. I don't know. Her OnlyFans only is $1 million a month. She has the record for the most money withdrawn from OnlyFans at once. It was like $2 million and change at once.
So how many members is that?
If you break out I don't know. There's probably more like fees.
Do like $1 million divided by 35.
But $1 million divided by 35 is, I think it's like 28,000.
Okay, so I was kind of right with the member number.
You were almost dead on with the number of members.
Yeah.
30,000 people are paying $35 a month for
Holy
Belle
hell.
Delphine. which
That
is
is insane.
So the question I was thinking about,
Also, just hats off to her, dude. Jeez.
This is kind of like the question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
When you see something like that, I feel like there's two ways to think about this, right? You can either be like, you're against the, that kind of stuff where you're OnlyFans and you're showing your body and you're getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Or you're like, power to you, do your thing. It's your body, your choice. And if you're making $12 million a year to post nude photos and whatever else you want to make it, go for it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get right to the point.
Yeah, just get to it.
Would you allow your girlfriend, would you be, not allow, because she does whatever she wants. We don't control our girlfriends.
Wait, does she have a boyfriend?
Yes. She's had a boyfriend for 3 years.
Wow.
The entire time she's been Belle Delphine, she has a boyfriend.
That's awesome, dude. I think that's awesome.
That's crazy, right?
Awesome.
No, he's anonymous. We'll get to some more stuff about that later. But
okay, we'll talk about
so
that.
you're her boyfriend. Put yourself in his shoes.
Okay.
Let's just assume that M wants to do
M
OnlyFans.
is going to hate this episode.
Oh, Jess is going to hate it too, because you can ask me the same thing and I'll answer it.
Yeah.
Would you be okay? Would you be supportive if her decision to do that? Like, how would you feel about her posting photos to other dudes online for her, for her income, essentially?
For like, if it was M,
Yes.
I'd be 100% supportive. Honestly,
Okay. That's fair.
Look, I feel like it's 2020. Things are absolutely wild and crazy on the internet, and there's so many ways people are making a living. There's all sorts of things. There's ways people are making money that you wouldn't even believe, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very much on the side of do what you want, your body, your choice, and get that money, honestly.
Get that money.
Get that money.
So how do you think your parents would feel about it?
My parents, on the other hand, man, they just met him too.
Yeah.
They met him, and I don't know if my parents would be very, very happy. But then again, I feel like I don't know. It depends. I don't feel like they would be super, super upset or anything. But it's a different era of
right. It's definitely different than what they would not probably approve of it super strongly. They might come around to it. She actually says her mom they're not on talking terms. Wow. She doesn't even talk to her mom. Her mom is that upset about it, which is crazy. But she still does it seemingly like, with no issue.
It's, again, I'm trying not to be super risque on this podcast.
No,
I'm
keeping it PG.
Yeah, we want to keep it like professional talking about this stuff, but because it's happening and it's real.
This is a very real thing.
Yeah.
She's not the only one either. Like, this has become a very real thing.
But I think it's totally fine. Like, at the end of the day, there is a market for that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, I'm the kind of person where I really do believe that, like, as long as you're not hurting anybody and as long as you're not, you know what I mean? Like with a lot of things people do to like make money and make something a job or make something their career. At the end of the day, if you're not hurting anybody and people want that, go for it. I honestly, I don't blame Belle at all. She's making $12 million a month.
Well, no,
she could
a year, yeah.
Or sorry, a year.
That's what we're assuming if she makes $1 million every month.
Yeah. 12 million a year. Sorry. But I mean, imagine you could do that and then she could just stop. She could literally stop at the end of this year and have $12 million in her pocket.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, she could do that, but she's definitely not
going
planning on doing that. And we'll get to that in a second. Yeah. But to your point,
are you the same?
I would agree with you. I think, it's weird to say this now because obviously both of our girlfriends have actually really great jobs.
Yeah. Full disclaimer. I don't think
they're crushing it. They're doing phenomenal. They're both really, really smart girls and super talented. So not to say that Belle is not talented because she's a master marketer, but
she's insane.
I'm just saying their transition into this would be way different than someone like her who I feel like this is kind of she's I think she's 21 now.
Yeah.
Started this when she was about 18. So this is kind of her first thing and it's really blowing up. But for our girlfriends, they're a little bit older and they're...
Dude, it's so weird thing about...
It is. They're them transitioning to this would be much more, a much more polar
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
it'd be more dramatic
Yeah.
of a thing. I would support it. But I got to admit, it would be weird to know that there's other dudes, like thousands of dudes paying money to see my girlfriend basically, you know, posting new photos. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
And I guarantee, I have to be honest, I think that'd be very stressful on the relationship.
Yeah, it probably would be. Yeah.
I think it would. But if she really wanted to do that, I mean, who am I to say not to do that? And I would support her. At this point, we're so deep into it. Like I love her. You know, whatever she wants to do, I would support.
Damn.
But
bro.
it would be very, I know she would never.
See, we had sort of okay, let me talk about this for a second. We had, because we talked about this before. We've talked about Belle before on the podcast a couple of times. And I think there was just some sort of conversation that kind of was like this.
Right.
A couple months ago, honestly, I think. And I think Jess and Em, they were like, you would be mad. They're like, you would be mad if like that happened. You know what I mean? And we're like, no, I don't think we would be. And
That's
they were like,
not the word.
mad's not the word. But they're like, there's no way you would let it happen, kind of thing. Like it would be absolutely like no brainer. No, like we're breaking up or something if that ever happened. Like they're just thinking about it like, and like they're not doing that, by the way. But I'm just saying they were thinking about it like in a what if scenario, and they just did not believe us, and we're like, yeah, we'd be fine. Maybe not.
Oh, I don't know.
Fine.
Yeah,
but
it would definitely be a
bit of
a challenge, a challenge for a relationship. But I'm really trying to envision that happening, and it's almost there's a bit of a power trip for both sides when you think about something like that, because it's like you have.
Oh, you're looking at it in the way of
like there are other dudes that really want my girl, and I have her.
That's kind of cool,
right? But for her, it's also like, look at how many other dudes want me. You should treat me really freaking well, because I am like clearly wanted.
Yeah.
You know, like it kind of goes both ways. And I feel like for that reason, their argument, I think, is a lot of just wanting to know that we really care enough that we don't want to even have to consider other dudes being in the picture in any way at all. Like, I think that was more of the argument they were trying to make, is like, we want you just to like say that you would be mad even if we weren't. And we might get reamed for this, probably will, but that's just the truth.
People are gonna say, "Yo, what a bunch of beta."
Yo, that's the truth, though.
So I mean, look, at the end of the day, if you're, again, sure, it's different for everybody, but I just, what am I gonna? I can't control somebody's
that's what
life.
I'm saying. Like we have no control over what they do and don't do. So,
that's such an interesting question, though.
It is. I'm curious to hear if you guys have relationships out there, how you would feel about your significant other doing an OnlyFans.
I think it might be a little bit different for us too, because, I mean, we kind of grew up in the sense of, we grew up with the YouTuber mentality of, look, no one else is doing this. We are proving people wrong. Like we are kind of rebellious a little bit.
Right.
So I think there's that sort of backbone that we both have in the back of our brain of, everybody told me I couldn't even do YouTube, right? Like everybody told me that was not going to work out. And back in the day, having a career on YouTube didn't even make sense. It wasn't a thing, right? When we started. But I think so there's a little bit of that aspect of, like we were kind of rebellious ourselves doing that. Granted, very different, but there's a bit of that where I'm like, oh, okay, that's something that's definitely different. Yeah. But at the same time, bro, I've done some different things in my life that my parents didn't expect me to do. But
true.
Yeah,
it's all about how you look at it, and just kind of a matter of opinion, I guess.
At the end of the day, it's just people, dude. It's just people.
It's just people.
It's just.
Well, speaking of just people, I'm gonna one up you here, because she's planning on releasing her first adult film, like true adult film, boy girl scene, on Christmas.
I wonder how that will affect her members.
So she was talking about in the show,
fans.
like,
I guess it's fans. The term.
Yeah, she doesn't know if she's going to release it on OnlyFans or separately or what. But
she doesn't know yet. I got you.
That is definitely a step further than what she's currently doing, in my opinion.
Dude, that's going to blow up on the internet.
Oh yeah. It's going to blow up for sure. But the way that she put it on the podcast was, at this point, like the stuff I'm already doing is already shit. Like my kids are going to see this, the family's going to see this, and it's already not, like it is what it is. So why, like at this point, what's going one step further really?
I mean,
so I was like, I guess you can't really argue that, but it is one step further for sure.
Yeah.
And it's with her boyfriend.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's going to stay anonymous apparently, so you won't see his face or anything.
Can I just say, what a supportive boyfriend.
So that's what I'm saying. Like
I mean, I have no idea how that relationship works.
How do we feel about it? How do we feel about that on our circumstance? To me,
dude, what it
that crosses a bound. That is a different situation. Because now you're bringing people into your intimate personal life.
Yeah.
Before it's like, oh, you're just posting some, risque photos and, doing your thing and maybe being a little seductive.
Yeah.
But this is our personal relationship and our intimate moments, and like posting that for everyone to see, regardless of how much money you can make, to me is really, that crosses the line. Like that's where I'd be like, all right, that's probably something I don't want to be putting out.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
Because it also involves me too, to be honest. Like when she's doing her own thing, it is what
but you wouldn't
she
do
can
that
control. Probably not. I mean,
like,
the bag would have to be
$12 million.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The bag would have to be outrageous, guaranteed, and that will never happen. So it's not happening.
Like, it would $12 million. Would you do it, Matt?
12 mil for one time? Yeah, probably. Let's be honest here. $12 million. I don't even. That's it. I don't even need to. That's it. We're good. We're straight. I could do damage with.
But that's on the internet forever.
It is.
It's on the internet forever. Your kids see it.
Well, if her boyfriend's remaining anonymous, so I'd have to really make sure that they don't know who it is me. But then again, if you see the girl, you already know, like by association. For me, they would know.
Yeah.
So I'm screwed either way. 12 million though. Like I'd have to really consider that. Let's be honest here. I'd have to really consider that.
Dude, this is...
You know what $12 million is?
Yeah.
I probably won't make that in my lifetime.
Don't say that.
Well,
Don't say that.
Maybe not. Maybe I will.
Yo, keep that head up, King.
Let's go. Let's go. What about you, though? Would you do it?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm such a shy person.
Yeah. No, I just made this whole point about like, oh, it breaks the line. And you're like, $12 million. Like, no. Give me it.
I mean,
it would be a decision to be made.
I don't think I could.
I would say if she really wanted to do it, I would do it. If she said no, we're moving on. Not even thinking about it twice.
What a crazy what if episode.
Not even, yeah, really. It's what it's become. Not even thinking about it twice. So yeah, she's got a boyfriend. She's putting out her first adult film on Christmas, which is low key genius because you're not going to forget Christmas as a date. Like, oh, what is it today? Oh, it's Christmas. Oh, by the way, we get another present. This is happening. If you're into that.
Oh, man.
But guess what she wants to buy with this money? Like, she's got,
okay.
Over a course of a year, if she does $1 million a month, she's got 12 million.
I'm guessing just an awesome mansion somewhere.
You would think, right?
Yeah. What does she want to buy?
She said she wants to buy she hasn't bought a car. She says she buys super cheap clothes. She spends most of her money just on food.
Yeah.
She wants to buy
same though.
True, right?
Honestly,
same. Cheap clothes, food. Well,
she has to buy a bunch of clothes for like cosplay and all that.
Yeah, I'm sure she funds all of her stuff. But she wants to build an oak house, like a British oak house, or buy one. And she wants to have a farm with a bunch of animals. How cute is that? I was like, wow. And it wasn't like don't take that sexually at all, because it's not. Yeah. I think she meant to wanted to have like horses and I don't know what kind of animals, but like she wanted to have like a petting zoo essentially.
Aw, that's
I was like, really, wow, that's kind of awesome. That's like awesome idea. Like you have all this money, buy a bunch of animals.
Oh, that's so pure.
Nice ass house. Yeah, I was shocked.
That's like so pure from like all that, you know.
I was really. It was super engaging, and I was like, just wow, this is not at all what I was expecting.
Yeah,
there was also some other stuff in there that was crazy. I don't know if we're going to talk about it here. Yeah. It's kind of like it's kind of like too much. So if you want to watch it, I would definitely check out the episode if you're interested in that kind of stuff. But it was really eye opening to see like someone that kind of came out of nowhere. She said she started doing cosplay, and then it just became like more and more of what she's doing now, and so she's crushing it, making a ton of money. But she's at the end of the day, like you can tell she's like just like anyone else. She wants the same kind of thing. She's not nuts.
Dude, hats off to her. Like, honestly,
She just knows what works and is doing it.
I mean, we joke around. We've joked around this podcast before, like Belle Delphine's like a question, right? Like, or like a topic question or something, or what was the thing like during one of the episodes with the girls that where you said Belle Delphine,
someone you want to meet? Yeah.
That would be such a fun conversation.
Oh, dude, it'd be now knowing how she is, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's nuts. It's crazy.
But
the world is crazy, dude. Like,
but my point with that is just she is a marketing genius.
Genius.
Absolutely,
It's
insane.
It's weird to say that, but it's true.
It is very true. And I know it sounds so like, oh, we're like, we're just like, dude, she's amazing. Like, oh, but she is like, she's really,
dude, you go on YouTube. She comes back from on YouTube after not being there for God knows how long. Posts a music video.
Yeah.
By the way, that she said she shoots, pays for, like writes and puts all the scenes together and edits all of her own stuff. All her. No one else has helped them. And I was like, wow, that's actually impressive. Damn. She comes back and there's like 30 million views on YouTube instantly. Granted, it is what it is. Like, it's gonna go viral probably, but still, like, you got to think of that and actually execute it. It's impressive. That's an impressive thing. That's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
So props to her. Hats off. I thought it was a super interesting episode, and I wanted to, kind of highlight that one because we've mentioned Belle Delphine a couple times on the show, and I know this will get. It's already getting a lot of buzz, and I'm sure when her, film comes out on Christmas, it'll get even more buzz. So figured we pop in and chat about it.
That is crazy though. Like 12 million a year, $1 million a month. Just imagine $1 million a month.
Just on OnlyFans. Who knows what else she's doing?
More than that. She's got to be making like way more.
I mean,
than that.
she definitely got other verticals, I'm sure, that are making money. So like,
I wish I could. Do we know the numbers of the bathwater stuff? I'm so curious.
No, but like,
it's a lot.
Oh, it's but how much bathwater could you sell though? I don't know how much she sold.
Was it even real?
Dude, it doesn't even matter what she sells. She could sell anything. They're selling items from the film they're making.
Oh my God, that's
like they're gonna sell like. You can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong with her. You just can't go wrong. She's a money making machine.
That is nuts, man.
So, I mean, I don't even know how to end this combo. It's just like, yeah, that's a thing. It happened, and it was crazy. Do you want to do some Q&A?
Dude, the thing that I'm thinking about, we're about to switch to Q&A, but the thing I'm thinking about is Em and Jess are still not going to believe us when we say.
Oh, probably not.
They're just going to be like, no.
The minute we're done this, we're going to be like, as soon as they hear this, they're going to be like, they're going to restart the argument. And I'm going to stick to my guns.
Please help us. Everybody listening, please save us.
This is like, how could you be mad at that answer? It's your choice. It's your body. We don't control what you do. I support you. Without hesitation.
Yeah. If you really love somebody.
Like if you really wanted that, which I know you don't, so it's kind of like a super hypothetical, but if you really did, I'd be like, if this is really what you want and you've thought it through and you made a decision, I support the decision. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, it could go terribly for our relationship, but I'm not going to stop you from doing what you really want to do. But it's just weird to say that because it's the farthest thing from what they would ever want to do. Like I know neither of them would really be ever down for that. But
Em is the shyest person.
Oh, I know. So it's just like I'm trying to have the convo, but like knowing that it would never happen. So it's so useless to even have a fight about it.
When I first met Em, almost like the first thing she said to me in person was, "I'm really nervous for this."
Nice.
Like our meeting was just, I'm just gonna be honest, I'm really nervous. So it's really funny. I'm like, nah, I almost can't even picture that.
No, I can't either. Yeah. I can't at all. I'm not even gonna try to do it.
All right, let's move on to Q&A. All right, so we have a Q&A question, and this is kind of like we're gonna combine two people here because we got this question from two people. We got it from Taylor, and we also got it from Simple Person. What a name.
Simple Person.
But basically we got a question to end off this podcast. It's a very deep one, Matt, but I think I know your answer. What is an event or an opportunity in your life that you regret not taking advantage of? Or what event / opportunity are you glad that you jumped on that worked out well? That worked out really well or exceedingly well. So let's just have two sides of it. So what's an event that you regret not taking an advantage of, and what's an event that you did jump on that worked out?
I'm gonna say they're the same thing.
Wow.
It's to me, it's got to be Z House. It's probably the most impactful thing I think that could have changed the trajectory of my career. To be honest with you, we did talk about it. We did, and I don't want to like harp on it because we already talked about it a little bit. But we took the advantage, the advantage of the opportunity by doing Z House. The regret is that we didn't do it further and really go for it. Because I think, I tweeted this the other day actually after the podcast.
Yeah.
There's a picture of the sidemen all holding their 10 million plaques up, and I just quote tweeted it and said, "A glimpse of what the Z House could have been."
Dude, you know what's another one? A really good one?
What?
Too Hype.
Too Hype?
You know who Too Hype is?
No.
Just now signed with 100 Thieves.
Okay.
Another group. Yeah,
it's a group? Oh.
They're more lifestyle. But if you look at Too Hype, it's around, I don't know how many members. I don't know them super well, but it's like 5 or 6 members, I think. Signed with 100 Thieves, Matt.
There's a bunch of them now.
Sign with 100 Thieves.
I mean, it's a thing.
Just to make fun content.
This is literally
as a group.
You got houses, the TikTok houses, Nelk Boy. These are groups.
Yep.
That are no different than Z House was.
A little different. Let's give them credit. A little different.
Yeah, but we were
in terms of the marketing and everything. Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
This is this year. Do you not think we would have advanced and evolved and gotten better in 5 years?
Oh yeah, true.
I would argue that this is this we would have. It would have been the same thing. It would have gotten to that point. It would not have been zombies. It would not have been. It could have been gaming, but it would have been It would have been much more.
Oh,
than that.
you know what? 100%. It would be lifestyle videos.
Simon's the best example because they came from gaming and they still do gaming, but they also do IRL content that's far exceeded their gaming stuff.
The thing is, it sounds so crazy to say, and we did talk about this on another podcast. I don't want to reiterate it like crazy.
Not too much, but
every single time we talk about it, I absolutely agree with you. I don't think it's that insane to be like, we could have had something like that. I don't think it's that insane.
It may have never gotten there.
It may have never gotten there, but it definitely would have gone further.
Oh yeah.
It definitely would have gone further
if we had stuck to it.
The merch was selling like crazy.
Yeah, right? Our merch was merch. Like,
it was good.
People are not selling, like 100 Thieves is not selling merch. They're selling like clothing. They're selling a brand.
Well, 100 Thieves is fire though.
I know. But I'm just saying, like, think about it. You get this Too Hype.
Think if you got to that point.
They're on 100 Thieves now. Like, they're by proxy, they're part of this brand. Can you imagine what 100 Thieves could have done for our merch?
Yeah, just
it wouldn't be merch anymore. This would be like a clothing line that we could wear. This is what I'm saying. Like, we had 5 years between then and now to do so much improvement.
And think about 100 Thieves stuff now as well. What they're doing is they're changing the esports scene a lot, where not only are they competing, and they won a Valorant tournament very recently, which was awesome. Just crazy awesome tournament. It was really fun to watch. But they, obviously they represent esports and all this kind of stuff, but Matt and everybody over there, another Matt, it's really funny, but Matt and everybody over there, they're trying to make content together as like a content house. They have this vibe of a content house. They have cook-off videos. They have all this crazy stuff.
A podcast.
Yeah, they have a podcast. It's crazy. Like, everything that they're doing at 100 Thieves, a lot of those things are I get a lot of Z House vibes from it. I watch it. I'm like, they have, Matt, Valkyrie, Brooke, Courage, all these guys, and like, they're just in a place having fun together. And I look at that and I'm content. Like, wow.
It's like, wow, that seems real familiar for some reason. I can't quite figure out what it is, but
yeah, I think it's definitely what I thought you were going to say. And I think you're always going to say it for a long time.
How can I not?
Yeah.
That'll be, until something else comes up, that'll be my answer for a long time.
Damn, bro.
Brutal. It hurts. It's painful.
Damn. I think for me, I like how it's literally both for you. It's like you took the opportunity, but then you regret not taking the opportunity further.
Yeah. That's exactly how it is. What do you think for yours?
For me, I think I've said this somewhere in the podcast before, but I honestly think I would have taken a huge jump of, I hate to say it, but honestly, Fortnite. Honestly,
yeah.
I really think there was something there where my series that I did on my channel was Things People Say, and it was about that's the series that got me known, was making videos featuring comments, kind of like what we're doing at the end of the podcast every episode, right? It's like featuring what people are saying about updates and about stuff that's coming to zombies, right? That was what I did for the longest time. So many episodes of that. And the fact that a game comes out like Fortnite that is the most popular thing, you know, when it was like, I'm talking like 2017, somewhere in that range of,
probably 18 was the peak.
but like 2017, like when all that started, and seeing the hype of that and seeing everybody playing that and everybody talking about it, and the fact that there was literally new stuff coming to the game every week, there could have been a video on my channel every freaking time something was added to that game. With zombies, I was doing it with stuff that was just, it was just like, okay, there's nothing new coming to the zombies for like months, but I'm still talking about, hey, what's your favorite weapon, guys? Hey, what's your favorite perk? What's your favorite gobble gum or whatever? And Fortnite could have been, hey guys, what do you think about this new skin? Hey guys, what do you think about this new weapon? What do you think of this new limited time event? What do you think of this? What do you think of this? What do you think of this? And do that with, again, the collaboration of like working with Lex, working with who knows who could have been on you, anybody been, any of the people who have been on it before. The fact that I didn't do that, and the fact that I did 2 episodes of it, really it was only 1 episode. I split the episode in half. They both banged, have more views than any videos that I even put out now. And
how many views they have?
I think they have 100K.
Why didn't you see?
And for me, 100K, I'm a 200K sub channel, right?
Yeah.
100K is half my damn audience.
Why didn't you, in the moment, what were you thinking? What were you thinking like when you saw that they were hitting?
I was like, damn, that's so sick. But I was too afraid of, I was afraid of people going, oh, you're just hopping on the bandwagon. You're just hopping on this.
Does that really just deter you from doing content when people say, oh, you're just a bandwagoner, or you're just,
yes, it did.
Really?
It wouldn't now, but it did. I mean, think about it. At the time too, 2017, what am I? 18, 19? Maybe 19?
Yeah,
Wait,
I guess so.
20? I wasn't even 21 yet. There's no way.
Yeah.
I don't think I was 21 yet. Maybe
Is that really that's really a thing that people get, like, people say you're just a bandwagoner,
dude, with
doing
Fortnite,
other content?
Oh my God. In the Fortnite era, absolutely.
Well, I guess, yeah,
do you
start.
Do you know
people
the
were like,
amount
oh,
of,
screw Fortnite, but Fortnite was a great game. I don't care what you say.
well, it is, but even, I mean, even to this day, right? Like if I made some Fortnite video about like some awesome event, like people would just say like, oh, you're just doing this for whatever. And so stupid because
you were already put in a box then. You were already put in like the zombie box.
Oh yeah. I was definitely put in that box. I mean, you saw Pat, right? When he branched out to Fortnite, the amount of, like,
but
he killed it. He did.
That was such a smart move.
I know, but no,
Such a
absolutely a smart decision. But what I'm saying is, I saw it's the vocal minority. I saw the vocal minority that was going, oh, Pat just went to Fortnite and sold out and all this kind of stuff. I never thought
sold.
It's so dumb, bro.
Bruh.
I know,
bro.
But that mindset and that it goes to show when you hear that stuff and you see it, especially to your friends. I saw it happening with Pat, and I think at the time there was a lot of hype, because I still have my future like with zombies. Like I still, for the foreseeable future, I saw zombies. You know,
I saw zombies everywhere.
I just saw them everywhere, bro. So I felt like more loyal to doing that.
Yeah.
And, you know, there was rumors of like the Battle Royale coming to Call of Duty and stuff. So I think there was a lot of that for me where I just felt like, oh, I don't need to do this. There's another thing coming and I'm going to wait. Right. But it's just stupid because at the end of the day, when you look back on things, the people who are playing Warzone like crazy and who are popping off on Warzone, like Nick Merckx, what did he do before that? He played Fortnite, and no one gives a crap at all. No one cares. Like no one, I'm sure not no one, but it's like I looked at it where I'm like, oh, I don't want to go down this route because I'm waiting for this other route to happen. Why not just do both?
Yeah.
Why not just do the one at the beginning?
Walk on this trail, then walk
and then
on this
go
trail,
to the next one.
Whatever trail is the prettiest.
Yeah, just jump on the hype. If you're having fun doing it as well, I mean, dude, I'm the mindset of, hell, if somebody really want to make Fortnite videos, even if they weren't super enjoying it, if they just want to be on the hype, all power to you if you want to be on the hype. But I was really enjoying it when I was making those videos. And for some reason, I was just like, no. So I regret that a lot because I think there was something to be had with doing a series like that, especially with a game that updates itself so frequently. Especially back then when it was really updating really like pumping, crazy. Yeah. It was just nuts. And I could have made so much content and the content would have just been there and just, oh my God, it would have been easy. It genuinely would have been easy. It wouldn't have been easy in the sense of I got to make a video every week about whatever's new, but the content was just falling into your lap. Yeah. I should have done it. And I don't like the fact that I didn't do it. And who knows where I'd be. But granted, who knows where I'd be though. I'm also pretty happy where I am right now.
If you had done, like either of us had done the things, very likely may have changed your path a lot.
Yeah.
It really might have. And I you shouldn't feel so bad because I did the same exact mistake that you did.
Yeah.
Except with top 10 trends. We posted 2 videos about Fortnite. They both hit 1 million views within weeks. And for some reason, I was so blind to the fact, like, why would we not at that point just keep doing Fortnite? If it keeps hitting, keep doing it.
Yeah.
Just didn't do it. Just said, nah, like we're a top 10 channel. Like I don't want to put ourselves in a box.
And look at Tommy right now with top 5 gaming on Fortnite.
So there's another regret of mine, but that one doesn't make me as mad because it's like, you live and you learn. Mm-hmm. But it was smacking me across the face. Like we did just 2 videos and they both hit so quickly.
Oh, dude. You don't know.
And they weren't even that great. They were like, like beginner-ish videos.
Bro, you know what's so funny? Can we just have a moment here? We're like over an hour now on the podcast, so we're still pretty good on time.
Yeah, we're all right.
But you know, here's a really funny thing. Do you agree with me that there are so many opportunities that our friend group could do, and for some reason we just don't do it?
As like a group?
As a group.
Do you want to make me really pissed off tonight? Because you are starting to go, you're getting there quickly. Thank you for saying it out loud.
Can we let's just have a moment here.
Yeah, let's have a moment.
Do you know how well my Among Us stream did this year?
No, I mean...
Phenomenal. Phenomenal, Matt.
Well, like the concurrent numbers? Live numbers?
Concurrent numbers, I think it had to be like 1,000 viewers on Twitch. For me, I normally have like 200.
What did you title it?
I think it was Among Us with the loud ones. It was Among Us with the boys.
So it was something indicating that it was with the other guys.
Oh, it was absolutely indicating it was with the other guys, and people loved it. I think I did 2 big Among Us streams. I did one where it was with some. I mean, it was with a lot of the guys, and then it was with some other people joined in, like at other points. Like it was a lot of influencer collaboration that I've never even seen before. I played with Wildcat, I think, one of those days.
Okay.
Played with Classify and some people from the 100 Thieves, Avalanche, like all those guys. Like we played with so many people and we kept going to more and more games. Like Noah loved it, right? Like Noah loved being the trickster and everything, and we were having a ton of fun. And we did like another stream where, you remember where everybody was like, I didn't really drink, but a lot of the guys were drinking and stuff playing it. People loved it.
Yeah, people did love that one.
And I will say, I upload a lot of those highlights on YouTube. People love them. They have like really good viewership. Love them. But they're not like, they didn't pop off on YouTube or anything. But my point is, people love those streams. And do you know, like, we're all like, oh, okay, that's it, I guess. The launch hype of Among Us is over. Bro, people are still playing it right now. People are still playing it right now. And do you know
make me mad.
Valkyrae is the top content creator of the year from the Game Awards, and she's still streaming Among Us. Still, months later, she has, I think I saw yesterday, 80 concurrent thousand viewers. I saw over
100,000 on hers on there today.
Yeah, she gets it almost every single time as she's streaming. And Valkyrae's amazing. All props to her. But what I'm saying is, the people that are it's Valkyrae and all these people who are popping off on this stuff, they know a good thing when they see it. They know this is a good opportunity to, like we're saying, with like the Fortnite stuff, people are loving this. Why am I stopping? Why am I not doing this, right? People are loving this, and I'm going to keep on doing it. I'm going to keep on doing it. And the content just comes because they literally, with Among Us especially too, there's so much collaboration that it's unreal. There's so much collaboration. There's so much, hey, me and you, Matt, we might end up playing with Wildcat or something. I play with Wildcat this year.
Going.
I never thought I'd play with Wildcat ever, right? That was crazy. And that happened just from me streaming Among Us twice, right? And I think it's wild. I think maybe people might agree with this podcast too. And by no means am I trying to like hate on our friends and everything, because I love the guys.
You're saying we need to play Among Us with the boys again.
Well, I'm not.
And other games.
Other games that pop. Like other games that
clearly... Why don't we? The question is, why don't we? Because I don't think you're the only one that thinks this. I certainly agree with you wholeheartedly. And I'm not even that big of like, I don't play that much or game that much. But if you guys hopped on, I'm there.
I remember you for the second one, you were like, I'm there.
I had to be there. I was like, I don't care what I'm doing that day. I'm literally playing because you know what I love about gaming?
Yeah.
Playing with friends. I don't even care what the game is.
I know.
I like playing with people that I like that are friends with me.
Yep.
If I'm playing alone, like that's why I don't like story games. I don't want to play alone. I want to have those moments with friends. I don't even care what the game is. Can we play more, please?
Dude, I don't know.
I don't know. Why don't we? Why don't we do that? Why don't?
Our friend group doesn't do it.
What are we? Are we stupid? Are we that stupid? I don't even care that you guys like all of your channels revolve around gaming and these things pop. Why are we not doing them? This is a call out to every single Z boy that's watching this right now, from a guy who barely even is relevant, is totally irrelevant in the grand scheme of gaming at this point. Why don't we play games together ever? I feel like some guys
we
do.
only play when something comes out for like launch week, and then we just go, back to our usual.
Dude, I would love to play Among Us with you guys again. Would love it.
They have a new map coming out. We should all play it.
Dude, let's play.
But I guarantee you, they're not going to do it.
What do you mean? You know why they won't do it? Is because, you need 3 people to do it. If you get 3 people in and we start asking everyone, we'll get people. I'm telling you. It just takes 3, not 2. It only takes 1 if it's Noah. If Noah says it, it doesn't matter. It'll happen.
Yo, Noah, please, just say to do things.
Just hit up Noah. Be like, yo, dude, like, get this shit together, please. Or just get you, me, and one other guy, and we start asking people, and I guarantee they'll be like, who's involved? And be like, this, and this. And they'll come.
Yeah. I mean, my whole point with this, though, is our friend group is funny as hell to play with. It's funny as hell every time. It's so funny. The highlight videos, you saw the ones on my channel, I think, right?
Yeah.
They're funny as hell.
They're great. They're great.
Really good. And it's like, every time it's always like, oh, okay, we have some highlight videos, but they're all from like one session and that's it. And for some reason we don't do it again. It's like the same thing where back in the day, I think it was like, I don't know. It was, back in the day, it was me, Lex, Liam, and Phil. It was us 4, and we were playing like Left 4 Dead. And we made like a Left 4 Dead highlights video, and then we made a Club Penguin video.
Club Penguin.
It banged, bro.
Yeah, I saw that. I remember that. I remember seeing that
right now. Let me see how many views the Club Penguin video has. Right now.
Club
Penguin on my channel. Let's see. Club Penguin on my channel is 152,000 views, Matt. 152,000 views.
It's Club
Penguin. The thumbnail is trash. It's garbage. My thumbnail is horrible. It's just me going and the penguin in the background. 152,000 views.
What's the title though?
Club Penguin, Goodbye, My Friend.
But they knew it was with other people.
Featuring Mr. T, Lex, Fi, and Liam. Actually, Phil wasn't even in that one. It was just me, Lex, and Liam. That video,
this is just
I have a Rainbow Six video that I'm sure people, if they're longtime viewers of my stuff, they know I made a video titled Rave in the Siege Woods. It was just us playing Rave, It was just us playing
Rainbow Six Siege.
Rainbow Six, instead of what we normally do. I have another one of us doing just like some other BS, right?
Literally
like, it's just stupid.
All stemming back to why I get so upset that the Z House didn't happen, because it's the same. This is the same point you're making in a different way. I'm serious. People love when creators
come
that
together,
have great dynamics together, play together, and it's not rocket science. Why? Because it's great fucking content. And it's just everyone who's watching it wants to be a part of it because it's so genuine and it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So why don't we do it? Why don't we do it?
You know what?
That's it.
I don't know. I don't know why we don't do it. That's the thing. And I bet people who are watching this right now, I bet they watch some of those Among Us streams. And they're probably like, wait, why did that only happen? Like, now that you're thinking about it, JC, that did only happen for like 1 week. And
I got one game of Among Us with you guys, one, and it was the best game I've played of Among Us ever. It was so much fun, and I had to leave early, and I was pissed. Because I was also low-key hammed and having a ball in time. But man, it was fun.
It was fun. It was really good. I mean, the best videos every time on all of our channels. And we got to talk about it a little bit. I mean, I'm kind of like, going a little bit away from content creation a little bit in terms of my channels. But, if I'm in the content creator mindset and that's like all I'm doing, right? The best videos that have the magic in them are the ones where everybody's in them every time. Things people say, when did it blow up? When me and Lex collabed and made Remember That Time When, and Things People Say.
Yep.
When did, all those vlogs of the Alabama trip when all of them came down. You didn't go to that, unfortunately. That was like the Boogie Boys stuff.
Yeah.
But those videos banged. The Club Penguin video, there's so many videos. The Dead of Night video where everybody's just playing and doing an Easter egg for some reason at 3 a.m., right? It's just every time it's when all of us are playing together. But for some reason, I, sitting here right now, have not played a game with any of the buds in like 2 or 3 weeks. Why? Why?
Well, the good news is I'm sitting here and telling you I am down AF.
Well, here's the thing. I want to revive that one series I did, like Versus, where people it's kind of like a debate show thing.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just going to really just try to contact the guys and just go, hey, I just want to revive this. Are you guys down to record this on this day? It will only take like 30 minutes to an hour. Really, because the episodes are short. You only get a minute to talk about the topic each time, right? And I really want to revive that in like a new way.
Please do it.
And I think I should just do it.
You need to just do it.
Because people will love it.
You need to do it, and we need to play games.
Yeah. And
all
that's
right.
the podcast,
and
guys.
that is it. We will see you guys all next Monday for another one. Have a fantastic week.
Matt is
I'm like
bro.
a little low key heated. I'm low key heated right now because
we have the realization. We sit here and we're like, we have the realization.
No,
we're sitting here under this, Matt.
I'm not realizing anything. I'm just remembering that this is a thing and I don't know why.
We're having the combo and then it just hits. It's like, bro,
How about this? We're gonna end this podcast on a positive note.
Okay.
What day are we playing? I'm serious. What day are we playing? You and me are going to start the group right here
when the new map
tonight.
When the new map comes out.
When is it coming out?
I don't know, but we need to look. I feel like that'd be a perfect time to get back into it.
You have a deal. And we're gonna get whoever's down to do it. We're gonna get 10 people in there. So help me God. And here's what's gonna happen. As soon as we get a couple of them, and the spots start filling up, the rest of them are gonna be like, "Yo, let me get in." Because they know it's good content and they know they're gonna have a good time.
Dude, it's happened so you don't even know how many times we've had the group together and then it's like one episode and then it's over. Do you remember the Minecraft stuff?
Yeah,
dude, it happens every time. Why?
I don't know. See, the content stuff though is a bit further than just the playing part of it, like playing and streaming. Like putting together like a group to record is a little bit different than let's just hop on and play. You can stream if you want, and then obviously when you make a highlight video, it's amazing content. But you're not requiring anyone to be there and shoot. Yeah, that's true. Different kind of thing. All right, we're done. Leave a like, subscribe. We're almost at 5,000 subs, so if you guys want to get us there, by all means, do it. And again, we're on Apple.
We're almost at 5K?
I believe so.
That's sick, guys. Thank you.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Again, if you guys didn't see it last week, there's a new link for Spotify. It's in the description below. I think a lot of you saw it, but if you didn't, it's down there. All right. Have a good one. We need to go. We need to go.
Dude, you need some water, bro?
I need water. I need to just.
Oh my God, bro.
Let's play games, JC. Let's play games.
Dude, I want to, man.